Hey everyone, thanks for joining us for the Crosswalk Devotional Podcast. Over the years, our editorial team at crosswalk.com has written these devotionals, observing truths we see at the intersection of faith and life. We're thrilled to offer them to you now in podcast form. To get all of these episodes straight to your phone each week, just subscribe on iTunes or wherever you get podcasts. To find more devotional content like this, just visit us at crosswalk.com.
Rotten Fruit by Ryan Duncan. Read by Sean McAvoy. Matthew 7, 1 and 2 says, "Do not judge, or you too will be judged. For in the same way you judge others, you will be judged, and with the measure you use, it will be measured to you." During my time in college, I met another student who considered himself a very devout Christian. In terms of practice, this student couldn't be criticized for his dedication. He read the Bible each morning, attended chapel like clockwork, and never broke a rule during his time at the university. In terms of spirit, though, he represented the worst Christianity had to offer. He was proud and judgmental, always calling out others on what he considered to be sins. When guys got together to play a game of Halo, he accused them of putting video games before God. Once, when a guy kissed his girlfriend goodbye on the cheek, he railed for an hour about sexual immorality. When one girl stood up to him and told him to mind his own business, he called her deaf to the Holy Spirit. Things finally hit a major low one night at a Bible study where, after being ignored by some of the other members, he declared that a prophet like himself was wasting his time with these reprobates. He left the university shortly after, and no one was sad to see him go. Now, the reason I'm writing isn't to shame him. God knows I've done plenty of stupid things in my time, too. What bothered me, though, was the fact that despite much evidence to the contrary, this student was certain he was doing the right thing. In fact, there are many so-called Christians who do and say terrible things, all in the name of God. In cases like this, it's vital to remember what Matthew wrote about bearing fruit. In Matthew 7, 15 through 23, it says, "By their fruit you will recognize them. Do people pick grapes from thorn bushes or figs from thistles? Likewise, every good tree bears good fruit, but a bad tree bears bad fruit. A good tree cannot bear bad fruit, and a bad tree cannot bear good fruit. Every tree that does not bear good fruit is cut down and thrown into the fire. Thus, by their fruit you will recognize them. Not everyone who says to me, 'Lord, Lord,' will enter the kingdom of heaven, but only he who does the will of my Father who is in heaven. Many will say to me on that day, 'Lord, Lord, did we not prophesy in your name, and in your name drive out demons and perform many miracles?' Then I will tell them plainly, 'I never knew you. Away from me, you evildoers.'" At some point, every Christian needs to look at their life and examine the fruit they've been harvesting. Are there bushels full of harsh words, proud actions, and vindictive thoughts? Or does their bounty include selfless gestures and a gracious heart? Remember, God will judge us by what we sow in the hearts of others. Be careful your fruit isn't rotten. Intersecting faith and life. Take a moment to examine how you have been treating others. Are you truly approaching them as Christ would? And for further reading, check out Luke 6:31.
Hey listeners, thanks for joining us for the Crosswalk.com devotional podcast. To get all of our episodes straight to your phone during the week, subscribe to this podcast on iTunes or wherever you listen to podcasts. To find more devotional content like this, head over to crosswalk.com.